Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome and I hope you are doing well. So for today's video, I'm going to be making a pixie cut wig and I'm loving the style. Something different for a change. I have a lot of colored wigs and a lot of long wigs, and I need something different, something short, something like natural color. Okay, that's why I am making today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be making a pixie cut with a round lace closure on to give it that natural illusion. So before we start, if you haven't seen the video on how I made the lace closure, the round lace closure using braiding hair, I'm going to put the link in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and check the description box down below if you haven't seen the video to watch how you can make your own round lace closure. Okay, so for this lace closure too, if you don't want to make it from scratch, if you already have a lace closure or lace frontal that you've not used, you can also cut a circle lace out of that and use that for your pixie cut wig if you want. Okay, it's up to you to decide. Yeah, okay, so back to the video. So first thing first, you need to place the lace where you want it to sit and pin it in place, and next take your needle and thread and sew it down to the black cap. Once you're done sewing down the lace closure to where you want it to sit, the next step is to put it into ponytail if it's long enough to be put into ponytail, just to get it out of the way before going ahead to sew down the hair. So I took 2 of the 4.5-inch hair. I'm going to be using those for the back part of the cap before moving on to the 5.5-inch ones. So to sew down the hair, you need to start by pinning the weft around the edge of the black cap. Okay, you want to pin it around the edge of the black cap. So this way, if you want to trim the hair very short at that point, it will sit flat at the back of your neck. So once you pin it along the edge of the black cap, the next step is to sew it down. Also, you need to make sure not to sew it to the elastic band, because the elastic band needs room to extend. Okay, so you want to sew it on the fabric, the black fabric, and not the elastic band. Okay, so once you sew it to the other side of the cap, right, so the next step is to take your razor, scissors, and cut the weft. So I'm not going to be doing the fold over method because I want the hair to be super flat and I want to be able to trim the hair very short without having one part of the hair raising up. Or so once you cut the hair, the next step is to secure the end of the track in place. You need to make sure to secure the end of the track in place once you cut it. Okay, so repeating the same thing, take the weft, pin it where you want it to sit. Again, you want to make sure, since we're still on the elastic band area, you want to make sure not to sew the hair onto the elastic band. You only want to attach it to the black wig cap, so that way this will allow the elastic band to kind of stretch and adjust to fit your head. Okay, okay, so moving on to the front part of the wig. So from here now, I'm going to be pinning the hair round the front and all the way to the back, so we're going to be sewing it around. So doing the same thing on the front part of the cap, you also need to make sure to pin it very close, okay, to the edge of the black cap, as you can see in this video. Okay, sew it close to the edge of the black cap. Again, you want to make sure to sew it to the black fabric and not the elastic band on the cap. So pinning the hair in place before going ahead to sew it down help you to kind of keep track of what you're doing and help to make sure that the hair doesn't slide or move from where you want the track to be. I mean, you can adjust it as you sew along, but it's just easier to just pin it first before going ahead to sew it in place. Okay, almost done. Oh, so for the hair I use in today's video, I don't have a link for it because I bought it here in UAE, so I don't have the link for it. But you can, I'll put the name of it in the description box down below. I think I've also put it on the at the beginning of the video, so you can check out the name and check your beauty supply store to see if they have it. And if they don't have it, you can use other brands other hair that is for pixie cut style, so you can use that too. Okay, so now that I'm done sewing down the hair, the next step now is to trim it and shape it to how I want it to look. So I'm going ahead to use a razor comb to trim and shape it to my liking. So for the back of the wig, I'm going to be doing it session by session. So for the front, I just cut it to make sure it's long enough and not too short, so just the right length on the front. So for the back, I'm trimming it super short at the back, and I'm doing it session by session just to make sure I have it right and make sure that the back of the neck is sitting flat. As always, you don't have to rush the trimming process. You need to take your time, trim, brush the hair, take a look at it, see how it's looking, and then move on to trimming the rest of the hair. So here is how the wig is looking after trimming it. I'm just doing a quick touch up. Okay, so for the next step, you need to take off the wig from the mannequin head and cut off the black cap under the lace. The next step is to style it. If you want to straighten it, you can go ahead and straighten the hair. If you want to coil it, you can go ahead and coil it. And if you then use a human hair for this process, right? You need to make sure that the flat iron you are using is set to a low heat and not high heat, because too much heat will melt the hair. And also the hair I use on the lace part of the wig, the texture is totally different from the the weft. So right, that's why I'm going ahead to coil it. That's not the only reason why I'm going ahead to coil it. I want the style to have a little bit of wave to it. So yeah, I didn't just want it to be like plain straight hair. So yeah. Look at that. So beautiful. And I'm loving it. All right, guys. So this is the final result. This is it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Okay. And also, if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for the support. And I'll see you all in my next one.